Is a little fuzzy. I felt like we knew something. I felt like we grew something. We were about to do something. Something isn't right. So I looked left and I noticed my government ain't right. They tell us to comply. But for a government that constantly lies, why should we? We are nothing but primitive beings in the eyes of the all-seeing. We see that we are free, but in our minds we're all fleeing. Primitive beings in the eyes of the all-seeing. Why can't we see what we have already been seeing? Seeing is believing. But believing what you see seems like it's the hardest part. The government has the plan and it's the devil's work of art. The plan is slick and swift like quicksand. It's a plan to rip, clip, and tear us apart. But what you don't know will put fear in our hearts. We've been getting played, repeated from the start. Our lives are on a cycle. Wake up, work, sleep. Just so we can barely make ends meet. So we go to school for higher standards of living that we are willing to reach. We pay for school to learn what they are willing to teach. They teach us to mindlessly extract extra content that makes no sense till we fill up our heads with nonsense, till we have no conscience, a clean slate to upload and program a new conscience. You know that saying, television tells a vision? Well, television isn't just telling a vision, it's also writing the code for the encryption. It's a transmission that transmits the government's mission directly from their vision to tell our circuits what to envision. It's a complicated ruse that makes an incision in our imagination that blooms an infestation, migrating from mind to mind, a different bug on every TV station, and we tuning in. Just drones, handcrafted for their society, just controls to a system that grants us permission to live our lives with stress and tension, our lives controlled by thee. Thee who lead, thee who succeed, they put our lives on pause, repeat, then play us. Tell us where to stay, revert where we can go and take what we hold. We are not free, just organized machines. We do not bleed human blood, we leak blackened sludge out of our rusted bodies. We see darkness and crud, eyes a little muddy as we dig our own graves for our minds to lay in. Seal them up with our sludge and watch it thicken and stiffen as our mindless bodies roam on a black pavement. Now realizing that this is new world enslavement. Brainwashing ourselves into believing that the world isn't that bad. These codes, these rules, these imprints we follow. God looking down at humanity in sorrow. We are trapped in the machine so hollow, which is trapped in the system, where kill freedom was the mission from the incision and transmission straight from our handhelds and televisions. As we lay down a submission without noticing or paying any attention, as we work, pay taxes, and pay them damn tuitions. But the sad thing is we catch on and see the weather. We see the truth and say, let's band together to break free from the will and break free from the shackles that we imagine weren't there. And finally dig our freedom from the blackness. Society about to make it happen. We rise up into action. As we devise a plan to get rid of the man, to tear off our circuits, to shed these hollow shells of cold metal and feel the warmth of freedom beaming on our skin, to see the light and bask in the wind. We look around and then the blank faces begin. We shut down, reboot, see system error, file corrupted, memory erased. Nothing but blank faces surrounding the place. They got us right in their hands. They paused us, repeated us, and now my memory's a little fuzzy.